Whether it's a holier-than-thou paladin disrupting gameplay or a chaotic klepto rogue inciting PvP, those troublesome players might make you feel like you rolled a nat 1 on your animal handling check.
It's trying to headbutt me, bro.
But if you can succeed in taming them, you just might turn your ragtag adventuring party into proper heroes. Hey there, adventurers. Welcome back to Short Rest Studios. My name is Judd, and today we have a vital topic to tackle. 9 ways to handle those not so easy players at your game table. Let's dive right in. Our first tip is all about recognizing the problem. Sometimes it's not easy to pinpoint what's causing the disturbance. Is it disruptive behavior, power gaming, role-playing conflicts? Identifying the issue is the crucial first step in resolving it. When you know exactly what the problem is, you can approach it specifically and hopefully effectively. Tip number 2 to handle problem players. Have a private conversation. When you identify a problem player at your table, one of the worst things that you can do for them, for yourself, for other players is to publicly shame that person or confront that person. Would you want somebody to do that to you? I wouldn't. Take them aside outside of the game for a one-on-one talk. That person might have no idea the kind of turmoil they're causing, and embarrassing them is only going to hurt them and possibly destroy a friendship. With an honest one-on-one, you can avoid embarrassing anybody and you'll keep the atmosphere of the game positive. Tip number 3, set clear expectations. Establish ground rules and expectations for your campaign during session 0. That way everybody's on the same page from day 1. And they know what behavior is acceptable and what's not. And frankly, if a problem player knows from the get-go that their behavior that they typically engage in won't be tolerated at your table, they're probably going to walk away before the game starts. Tip number 4. Active listening. As the DM, you absolutely have to hear your players' concerns and feedback. Sometimes that person you see as a problem player might actually have, you're not going to believe this, a legitimate grievance.
You don't say.
If you really listen and address their genuine concerns, it creates a better experience for everybody. And that's the key. The concerns have to be genuine. I'll step on some toes here probably. You, the DM, have to be mature enough to listen and discern good feedback from bad. And if it's good, act on it. Hey, I'd love to know what tips you have on dealing with problem or toxic players, so drop those in the comments. I'm going to pin a comment that will show you some different ways you can support this channel, and I just want to say thanks in advance for doing that, and please hit the like button. Otherwise, I feel like I'm the problem. A 5th tip for handling problem players. Foster teamwork. Encourage your players to work together and collaborate. Sometimes problem players act out because they feel excluded or overshadowed by other players, and by creating in-game situations that promote teamwork, that really call for the abilities of every team member, you can mitigate those issues. Remember, D&D is a team game and the spotlight is supposed to be shared. Tip number 6. Be fair and be consistent. As the DM, you got to treat all your players equally. Don't play favorites. Make sure the rules apply to everybody. That way you can avoid arguments before they even start. And if someone does show themselves to be a problem, the other players are more likely to recognize that and accept your leadership. Tip number 7, encourage role-playing. Usually if a player is power gaming or behaving in a way that's disruptive, it's because they have this misplaced desire to be the best or to win. Aside from setting expectations in session 0, if you emphasize the storytelling and role-playing aspects of D&D, you can help shift their focus a little bit from competition to the story and to collaboration. Our 8th tip is this: use in-game consequences. If this problem player is really insistent on disrupting the game no matter what you try, you may need to have their character face the consequences. Reckless behavior could lead to a curse. The big bad could single them out. While this approach can help align that player's behavior with the campaign, I'd only use it as a last resort, honestly. They're probably going to recognize immediately what you're doing and call you out on it.
Why do you hate me so much? I don't hate you.
It could just cause that player to leave your game, or it can make you look like the bad guy. Last but not least, tip number 9. Ask your players for feedback. You want to encourage open communication with all your players. Just check in with them periodically and ask them for input. Everybody, even the one who might be a problem. That way you can hopefully dig up and iron out issues early and keep the game going. There you have it, our 9 DM tips to handle problem players in Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget, adventurers, if you found these tips helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more D&D and TTRPG content. And don't forget to leave your tips for dealing with problem or toxic players in the comments. And if you want to learn to nip these problems in the bud, yes, bud, not butt, check out this video to help you spot toxic players early. I'll see you next time on Short Rest Studios.